What happens when a private moment becomes a public scandal? When a woman known for her fierce loyalty and love is suddenly caught in a lie too bold to ignore. Chrissy Lampkin, once praised as Jim Jones' ride or die, has now been exposed. In a hotel bathroom with a fake pregnancy test, and the leaked footage has the internet in a frenzy. Is this a setup? A cry for attention? Or a deeper manipulation tactic to hold on to a love that's already slipping away? One thing's for sure, this footage didn't just go viral. It blew the roof off a legacy the internet doesn't blink. The moment that video leaked, Chrissy Lampkin's name was everywhere. Not for fashion. Not for loyalty. Not for standing by Jim Jones through industry storms and family chaos. No, this time, it was for a fake pregnancy test found in a hotel bathroom, and a leaked clip that flipped the script on everything we thought we knew. The grainy footage, first uploaded to a private Telegram group before spreading to Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, showed a woman, clearly Chrissy, alone in a luxury hotel suite bathroom. She's holding what appears to be a pregnancy test, pacing, breathing heavy. But the real shock came when she tossed the test into the trash, and on top of the test box, clearly visible, were the words, "Prank kit, fake positive." That 2-second reveal changed the narrative instantly. People weren't just curious, they were stunned. The video hit 2.5 million views in under 6 hours. Within 24 hours, Chrissy fake test was trending in 4 countries. Headlines exploded, Chrissy Lampkin fakes pregnancy? Hotel video raises big questions. Love and hip-hop's Chrissy caught in hotel hoax. Jim Jones played? Fans react to viral pregnancy scandal. The world watched. And Jim? He stayed silent. This silence was especially loud coming from someone like Jim Jones, who's never been afraid to defend his woman, or call out his enemies in public. Whether it was beef with Cameron, or clapbacks at fans criticizing Chrissy, Jim always stood up. But now? Nothing. No tweets. No lives. No comments. That silence hurt more than words ever could, because for those who know their history, Jim and Chrissy aren't just a regular reality TV couple. Their story spans decades. Chrissy was the woman who proposed to Jim on national television. The woman who fought other women, on and off screen, to protect their love. The woman who weathered Jim's fame, infidelity rumors, and industry mess with grace, grit, and fire. But now, fans were questioning everything. Why would Chrissy fake a pregnancy? Why now? Was she trying to manipulate Jim? Or was this some kind of setup, planted to destroy her public image? In the hours after the footage dropped, speculations ran wild. Some believed Chrissy was using the fake test to pressure Jim into finally settling down. After all these years, the couple still wasn't married. Their engagement had been paused, postponed, and quietly pushed under the rug. Maybe, some fans guessed, Chrissy felt her time to become Mrs. Jones was running out, and she resorted to the one tactic she thought would work. Others weren't so sure. A few conspiracy theories surfaced, claiming the footage was planted. A smear campaign, possibly by someone in Jim's circle who never liked Chrissy. A former friend, a jealous associate, someone with access to her private space and a phone camera. But no matter what theory you believed, one fact remained, the footage was real. Chrissy hadn't responded either. No tweet. No denial. No, it was a joke statement. Just a deep, deafening silence. That left everyone to fill the void with their own imagination, but the internet doesn't wait. The memes started almost immediately. A split image of Chrissy holding the test next to a cartoon of someone googling how to keep your man. A TikTok parody where a girl dramatically throws away a fake pregnancy test while playing Knock It Off in the background. Even a viral audio trend, baby, it's not what it looks like, unless it is. Everywhere you turned, Chrissy was the punchline, but the pain behind the joke was real. Sources close to Jim began leaking bits of information anonymously. One alleged friend said, "He's not mad. He's heartbroken. This isn't just about a test. This is about trust, and that's something you can't buy back." Another insider hinted that this wasn't the first time Chrissy had tried something dramatic to get Jim's attention. She's been feeling ignored. Jim's been focused on music, business, branding. He hasn't been around as much. She's been feeling pushed aside. If true, that paints a more complex picture. Maybe Chrissy wasn't trying to trap Jim, maybe she was trying to reach him, but even that doesn't justify the fallout. The real damage wasn't just personal, it was public. Fans of the couple began unfollowing Chrissy by the thousands. Influencers, who had previously praised her as strong, classy, and unbothered, started distancing themselves. Even some of her brand collaborations were rumored to be on pause. This wasn't just a mistake. It was a PR disaster, and the silence from Chrissy was only making it worse. Then came the twist. A second video clip leaked. This one was shorter, only 11 seconds, but far more damning. In it, Chrissy is seen laughing with another woman in the hotel suite, holding up the same fake pregnancy kit box and saying, "Let's see if this gets his attention." That line hit like a sledgehammer. It confirmed what many had feared: this wasn't an accident. It was planned. Calculated. A move. Some fans defended her, saying, "She's human. She's hurt. People do dumb things when they're in love." Others weren't so kind. Manipulation isn't love. That's emotional warfare. The backlash grew harsher by the hour, and yet, Jim still didn't say a word, but his actions spoke volumes. He unfollowed Chrissy on Instagram, removed multiple posts that included her, changed his bio. Small things, yes, but fans noticed everything. By Day 3, the public image of Chrissy Lampkin, once a powerful, respected woman who held her own in a world dominated by male egos, was crumbling. And the saddest part? It was self-inflicted, but that begged the question, what pushed her to this point? Some fans believed it was years of being strung along. Public promises with no follow-through. Deep love, but no commitment. Always standing behind Jim, but never beside him in a wedding photo. Maybe this was her breaking point. A desperate attempt to force a happy ending. Others believed it was something deeper. One psychologist commenting on a podcast said, "We often mistake drama for passion. In Chrissy's case, it's possible she equated extreme action with being heard. That's not rare, it's just tragic." And that's what this was, a tragedy. Not just of love, but of identity. A woman who had spent years defining herself as part of Jim and Chrissy was now defined by a 10-second video in a hotel bathroom. She wasn't a partner. She wasn't a queen. She was a meme. A scandal. A cautionary tale, and yet, still, no statement. No apology. No explanation, just silence, and the world? Still watching. By Day 4, the silence had turned into something else entirely: strategy. Jim Jones had yet to make a public statement, but his social media was telling a quiet, cold story. Not only had Chrissy vanished from his Instagram entirely, but fans noticed Jim had posted a cryptic story that read, "Some things can't be undone. And not everything deserves a response." It wasn't direct. But it didn't have to be. Meanwhile, blogs were doubling down. Every podcast, YouTube reaction, and TikTok breakdown had one central theme: why would Chrissy do this? Theories went from calculated manipulation to mental health concerns. And whether people loved or hated Chrissy, one thing was clear: this situation wasn't going away. TMZ finally jumped in with a report. Sources close to Jim claim he's taking time to reassess everything: the relationship, the brand, and the future. That was the industry's way of saying, it's bad. Back at Chrissy's end, she still hadn't posted. No stories, no captions, not even a shared meme. For someone so media savvy, so often in control of her narrative, this blackout spoke volumes. It wasn't just embarrassment. It was likely damage control. A PR insider told Hollywood Unlocked, they're advising her to stay silent until the noise dies down. Any reaction now will just pour gasoline on the fire. But the fire wasn't dying. It was spreading. Old clips resurfaced, moments from Love and Hip Hop where Chrissy was seen clashing with Jim over commitment, children, and being tired of waiting. Fans were stitching those scenes with the hotel footage and calling it the long game gone wrong. One viral post read, "She begged him for years to marry her, then faked a baby to try again. This ain't love, it's desperation." Still, a loyal fanbase remained by her side. Several women came forward saying they understood the pressure Chrissy must feel as a woman in a high-profile, decade-long relationship with no ring. One comment read, "Some of y'all judging Chrissy, but you did the same thing in silence. She just got caught." But sympathy was hard to sustain when a second bomb dropped. A third clip leaked. This one showed security cam footage from the hotel hallway. Chrissy is seen arguing with someone off camera before slamming the hotel door. Audio isn't clear, but lip readers claimed she said, "He won't answer me. What else am I supposed to do?" Theories exploded again. Was she talking about Jim? Was he ignoring her? Had she staged the entire fake test plan in a desperate attempt to force a conversation? Whatever the reason, the footage only made her look more emotionally unstable, or, worse, manipulative. Meanwhile, Jim's inner circle began to speak. Not officially, but through anonymous quotes and sly subtweets. His manager posted, "We don't do circus acts over here." A childhood friend tweeted, "You can't fake love. You can't fake trust. And you definitely can't fake forever." The message was clear. Chrissy had crossed a line, but what line, exactly? That became the real debate. Some fans pointed out the hypocrisy. Rappers fake entire lifestyles, flaunt rented jewelry, and manipulate brand deals for clout. But a woman fakes a pregnancy to try and save a broken relationship? And suddenly, she's a villain. The double standards were loud. But so was the drama. YouTubers began posting expose videos, timelines of Chrissy and Jim's relationship, breaking down every public fight, every tearful reunion, every Instagram unfollow. They labeled it the downfall of Chrissy Lampkin. But while her image was being dragged through the mud, Chrissy herself remained locked in silence, until she didn't. On day 7, she finally posted a simple black screen. White text. "I'm not perfect, but I'm real. And I loved real." The caption read, "Say what you want." I said nothing. The comments exploded. Half supportive, half savage. Finally. Own it. This ain't an apology. This a deflection. We still love you, but this was wild. Jim didn't respond publicly. But a few hours later, he posted a picture of himself in the studio, with a caption, "Pain makes the best records." It was the closest thing to a response anyone would get, and in the background, something else was happening. Producers. 2 major streaming networks reportedly reached out to both Chrissy and Jim for a potential docuseries, Love, Lies and Loyalty. The Chrissy and Jim fallout. Because in the world of fame, even your worst moment can be monetized, but would they take the offer? Could they? Trust had been shattered. Public image was in flames. And the fans were watching, waiting, and screenshotting. Every move. The internet never sleeps, and neither does public memory, especially when it smells scandal. By now, Chrissy's post had done 2 things, opened the floodgates of sympathy and fueled the fire of criticism. But still, she had said no names, offered no explanations, and taken no real accountability. Meanwhile, Jim Jones was slowly returning to business as usual. Studio sessions, brand partnerships, even small club appearances resumed. But fans noticed, his energy was different. Colder. More calculated. No public smiles. No signs of Chrissy anywhere, but he wasn't finished with her, not emotionally, and not narratively. 10 days after the video leak, Jim dropped a freestyle on IGTV called Tested. It wasn't long, just under 2 minutes, but it was cutting. She faked a line just to cross mine, now I'm drawing new ones in chalk. You can't build a legacy with lies, 'cause the truth got its own timeline. The freestyle went viral. Again, fans flooded the comments with fire emojis, while others begged Jim to take the high road. But one thing was undeniable, he had flipped his pain into bars, and people felt it. Chrissy didn't reply. But her silence spoke volumes, especially as rumors surfaced she had moved out of the apartment they once shared in Edgewater. Paparazzi caught her loading bags into a black SUV. Alone, insiders said they were on a break. Others said it was a full-blown breakup. But both camps admitted, trust was gone, and the world started seeing Chrissy differently, not just as a woman scorned or a villain, but as someone who had spent years in the background of someone else's spotlight, fighting for commitment, for relevance, for respect, and possibly losing herself in the process. Podcasts picked up this angle fast. One viral clip featured a therapist saying, "When someone defines themselves through a relationship for so long, they forget how to function without it." This wasn't about Jim. This was about Chrissy trying not to disappear. That quote sparked a bigger conversation online about emotional codependency in long-term relationships. And suddenly, Chrissy wasn't just a meme, she was a case study. The backlash softened, slightly. Even celebrities weighed in. Remy Ma commented, "We've all been there. Let's not act brand new." Cardi B liked a tweet that read, "Stop dragging Chrissy like y'all never did dumb sh*t for love." But the damage had already been done. A brand Chrissy had partnered with for a skincare line quietly removed her from their homepage. A planned reunion episode for Love and Hip Hop was shelved. And fans were split down the middle, Team Jim versus Team Chrissy. Then came a final twist. A woman stepped forward on social media claiming she had been involved with Jim Jones weeks before the Chrissy scandal broke. She didn't share screenshots, yet, but said she was tired of protecting a man who let his woman take the fall alone. The plot thickened. Could Chrissy have discovered Jim's infidelity, and used the fake pregnancy as retaliation? Was this all part of a deeper, messier war behind closed doors? Neither Jim nor Chrissy responded to the allegations. But now the narrative was shifting again. Chrissy went live, briefly. No makeup. Visibly tired. "I'm not here to justify anything. But if y'all think I'm the only one who made mistakes, you're not paying attention." She ended the live with a line that hit hard, "I didn't lose him because of a fake test. I lost him trying to prove I was worth the truth." That clip went everywhere, and for the first time, people weren't just clowning. They were quiet, listening, because underneath all the noise, this wasn't just a scandal. It was 2 people unraveling, publicly, painfully, and permanently. By the end of the 3rd week, their story had become a modern-day cautionary tale. Don't love louder than you're loved. Don't beg for closure. And never, ever fake forever. As of now, Jim and Chrissy remain separated. No official statements. No reunion photos. No wedding in sight, but maybe, just maybe, that's the real ending here. Not every love story ends with a ring. Some end with a leak, a lie, a lesson, and in the age of viral receipts, one thing's for sure, the truth always comes out, even if it takes a hotel bathroom to find it. Here's your 200-word CTA, call to action, to wrap up the full 3,600-word. Script 4, Chrissy busted with fake pregnancy test in hotel bathroom, footage goes viral. White heavy checkmark call to action, when the cameras stop rolling and the timelines go quiet, the real pain still lingers behind closed doors. Chrissy and Jim's story wasn't just about love, it was about identity, betrayal, and what happens when private wounds go viral. Now the world has seen the footage. The silence. The heartbreak. But have we really heard the full story? If you've ever loved too hard, fought for someone who stopped fighting back, or made mistakes in the name of loyalty, you know this isn't just drama. It's real life. Messy, painful, and brutally human. What's your take? Was Chrissy wrong, or just desperate to be seen? Did Jim protect her, or abandon her when the lights got hot? Backhand index pointing down. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk, and if you want more raw, real, and unfiltered breakdowns of the scandals shaking up the culture, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We dig deeper than the blogs. We bring the truth to the surface, because this isn't just entertainment. This is real life, exposed.